Alright, chat. We are going to continue trying to find a playable Restoration Angel deck, even if it kills me and all of my rank points to do so. So, we've got an old favorite here in red-white midrange. So, you know, just reasonable collection of good cards and disruption. Spellbinder, Skyclave Apparition, Thalia, Helix, Bonecrusher Giant. We've gained not only Resto, but also Seasoned Pyromancer here out of the Jumpstart Historic Horizons as far as expansions go. And that's decked out an okay number of targets for Restoration Angel to blink for value. So blinking both of these is very good. Blinking this is reasonable. And then incidentally, blinking Glorybringer is technically enters play value because you can blink an exerted Glorybringer and then attack and exert with it again. So we have 14 decent things to blink with this, and just the stat line on this card is pretty reasonable. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this one and see how it goes today. A lot of the mid-range decks feel like they've struggled a bit in the format. I'm interested to see if this one can feel different at the back of good cards like Giant, Bonecrusher Giant, and Helix. Yeah, that seems fine, right? Morning, Camp Goose. Hey, Chip. Out of the frying pan into the fryer. Let the Jeskai Goulette begin. You know, there's so much focus on why this archetype has gotten good, and I feel like this card has gone under the radar for talking about why the opponent's archetype is just so busted. The fact that this is a double enabler that cantrips and prevents cheap disruptive creatures like this from getting in is such a big deal. So, I mean, work through some of these at least here, but got a lot of resources here. Sick and stuff. Thanks for the third of a year. I'll come back. Yeah, Coder Chris. I completely missed Hard Evidence during spoiler season. It's definitely a good one. I think Mill has a good matchup against the Iteration deck. There's a Mill deck in the format? Thanks for the 7 months, Camp Goose. Good morning, good morning. Okay, well, step one, they didn't just windmill slam creativity this turn, so we got that going for us. Tireless Provisioner. Can't say that's a card I've seen played in this format. Alright, so we're definitely making mana here. The question is, do we want to play Bonecrusher or Thalia? Probably Thalia. Hey, thank you for the over 5 years of support, Squishy. Welcome back. Happy Friday. Hope your start to the weekend's going well. They just have so much card selection, chat. Even without the brainstorms, their deck is very, very good. Yeah, I won't do daily spoiler review during spoiler season for Standard because most of these cards really won't be playable in non-standard formats, and inside of Standard... Alright, well, we're getting rid of that one. And outside of Standard... And inside of Standard, you need more context. You've just queued into the same person 3 times. Did they really not fix that issue with their downtime yesterday? It's definitely a bug, so... Yikes that that's still a problem. We took their Sarah Emissary because they were close to being able to cast it.
For it. Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Morning, D20. Okay, so obviously this doesn't take anything, but we need to play some stuff out here as blockers. So, with the Chandra in play, this Shatterskull Smashing technically kills Sarah's Emissary if they put it out. So obviously we don't know they put the anger on the bottom, but I'd wager based on their current hand that that's what happened.
That's it.
I mean, do I really want to stomp something again here? Why is stomping something useful?
This will be easy.
If they play the Emissary, I'm gonna kill it with Shatterskull Smashing. So again, why is that useful? Although I guess I need a land now because I played Thalia. Is playing the Thalia wrong? Yeah, I guess playing the Thalia was wrong, huh? Oh, they're gonna kill my Chandra as well. Mistakes have been made. I wasn't thinking about the unblockable aspect on this.
This was a waste of my time.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about the unblockable aspect. It targets, so I can't use it. Alright, so Skyclave Apparition's real bad, obviously. Lightning Helix doesn't really do much. think Abrade's better than Helix 2 because it can kill treasures in response to them targeting it. We'll leave one Helix in because why not? So the 28 months, sir. Welcome back. Yeah, I agree outside of combat tricks. Protection's a pretty rancid mechanic in general. Another early one? No. I mean, I've been live for 10 minutes. This is where the magic happens. There's an MPL/Rivals thing this weekend, I believe, right? Does anybody know what format it is? Is it historic or is it standard? Oh my god, it doesn't kill Emissary. For fuck's sake. Holy shit. God, that templating is rancid. They changed the format last minute to be only standard. It's honestly impressive and depressing how bad they are at understanding what people want to see. Okay, so I'm going to cut this card from my sideboard. So I definitely put this in my sideboard thinking it would kill Emissary, but yeah, you're totally right. Protection from creatures Emissary does not die to this unless you've stomped them. I'm gonna strap my tinfoil hat on and say that they changed their thing to be only standard at the last minute because they know this format's rancid and they don't want it on display and they don't want to update the ban list. That's gonna be my tinfoil hat take of the day. Yeah, but everybody knows standard is bad. Me now. Thanks for the 26 months. Welcome back. Valorous stance. Maybe. I think I'd rather play like Giant Killer. I guess stance protects our threats from sweepers in this matchup. Maybe stance is good. It's a counterspell to protect Containment Priest. Yeah, resolves. Good shit. Bye, friends. Maybe we should just have 4 of this card in our sideboard while the opponent's deck is popular. Yeah, their last one was 40% just guy control. I mean, the last 2 years has been a lot of Eldraine, so... face. Get memory lapsed. There are mirrors in the untapped data. So when you see Jeskai Indomitable Creativity having a 60+% win rate, that doesn't include removing mirror matches like on MTG Melee. In other words, it gets a yikes from me, dog. Would you like to kill my creature before or after its trigger resolves? Ooh, they'd like to kill my creature after the trigger resolves, chat. It's exciting. Alright, what if I just, like, take Prismari Command here? If mirrors are not removed, that drags the win rate towards 2%. So no, it's I don't know if you had to type, but it means the win rate is better than displayed. I'd be in memory lapse and creativity. I think creativity is past the point of being healthy for the format. Oh, look at that, chat. They took the time to load the stream and name sorcery once they saw Declaration in Stone was the removal spell I had in hand. That was nice of them. Good beats. Good chat. I got you, Red. Are they going to try and kill this before damage because they're worried I'm going to kill this? Oh, this is just perfect. I was just planning to block and blink. Oh, sub gifts are cheaper this month. That's exciting. Oh, right. September's going on, right? Yeah, you can keep your Wrath of God. Enjoy. I imagine they'll loot it away here. So we're just racing at this point, right? So we do this, plus for mana, Seasoned Pyromancer. Well, neither of those were the Justice Strike I wanted for Christmas.
Well, that was a disaster.
Protection from sorceries doesn't stop your things from dying to Wrath of God. For reference. Negative Thoughtseize. That was rad. Red did the Marvel promo, but didn't need the sub at the time. So I told them I'd gift it when their existing one lapsed. They're going to put another crab into play next turn, so I'm just going to go ahead and play Bonecrusher out rather than make some more tokens. Do they stop attacking with this emissary here at this point, or do they keep going? Yeah, I need to turtle up. It's a shame Pyromancer died, otherwise this Resto draw would have been real good. So they drew another Sarah's Emissary, or they're setting themselves up to? They have a second Emissary in hand here. We are unfortunately gonna get locked out. So this isn't on creatures, it's on sorceries. People wondering why I haven't done this. What's going on, Jay Gravy? I'm gonna be honest, I assume that's some type of chemistry joke, but I don't understand. Now, this does save their crabs from Anger of the Gods, because they're protection from sorceries. Because Anger of the Gods deals damage, it doesn't destroy. They draw another one finally? No? Magic's fun. I enjoy playing Magic. It elicits positive feelings of joy. At least I think it was fun, but I can't quite remember. I'm having a memory lapse of sorts. Alright, so if they attack with Emissary, we have Helix and 2 Chandras and 3 dragons that are lethal. So we've got a few lethal draws if they attack. If they don't attack, Dragon's still a good draw because it gets to exert, and then they block and trade. Okay, we're dead. I think I probably want 2 instant speedways post board to kill Emissary, so that way we're split 2/2, Deck and Stone, and something else. It doesn't matter, obviously, when the opponent pulls up the stream and knows what's in your hand, but on average, it's probably correct to have a split there. I need Rest in Peace. I have Containment Priest or something similar. Definitely don't need Justice Strike. Why isn't that card legendary? Because Modern Horizons 2 had a non-legendary reanimation sub-theme, so they explicitly printed powerful non-legendary cards for Persist. Our opponent took a long pause and then named the type of card we had in our hand when we had an answer to their emissary potentially, so maybe. Obviously, it's never a guarantee, but the long pause and to do the perfect thing often means that. It's just ladder points, so it doesn't really matter. There's a chance that they didn't, but, you know. Thanks for the Prime Black Star. Welcome to the channel this morning. We got a mulligan this. I guess if I draw a third land, the Pyromancer pulls me to more mana, and I do have a Helix. I've talked myself into it. Excited to miss my third land drop and die. Got 2 shots at it. We're a 26 land deck. I think we're about 80% to draw our third land on time. What's the Hypergeo say? So when I keep this hand at the start, I am how likely to hit? Oh, we're actually only 70% at the third land. My estimation was high. And now we're... Whoa. Now we're 46%, so we're a little worse than a coin flip here. Big fan of the YouTube content and Beza Bucks for not being as well. Thanks for taking the time to drop it off. I'm glad you enjoy the YouTube stuff. Those Prime subs pay my mortgage, so I appreciate it. Well, I guess we'll use our mana for the turn to kill this. Sorry, did I say 46%? I meant 100%, because I'm a goddamn professional. So I'm pretty sure Glorybringer is just like the best possible card we can have against White Weenie, so I'm going to keep both of those and discard these other cards. Yeah, Skyclave plus land are great pickups here, and the fact that this land is tapped doesn't matter. Nice, nice. You love to see it. Athero, thanks for the 19 months. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. Start banging their board here. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Giant dragons blowing through ya. Do 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 do. Damien, thanks for the 5 months. Welcome back. And Calgon, thanks for the follow. Good morning. That's true. I am contractually obligated to swear at least once per deck video, because I need to make sure YouTube can't claim these are children's content. Because I'd get demonetized if it's children's content, because children's content isn't monetizable anymore. And this is a children's card game, so it needs to be clear from the content presentation that we are not here for the kids. Guardian of Faith. That's cute. That's not a human, chat. Wait, that's cheating. Rawr! Here there be dragons. Stone, Lyra, Abrade, Rip Apart. What are we trimming? Definitely Vanguard's out. I don't think this is a giant killer matchup. You think I want to cut Thalia? I almost think I'd rather cut Chandra. And just like keep most of these for the 2/1 first strike stat line. Because like I have a lot of 2-mana removal spells, but my 2-mana removal spells costing 3 isn't that big of a deal. Definitely can't keep a hand that doesn't do anything till 3 in this matchup. This hand is fine. I think we bottomed the Thalia and just plan to, like, kill all their stuff. Yeah, we pay for YouTube Premium because my children would lose their minds if they had to sit through adverts, I think. Okay, we'll make these cost 4, but hopefully we'll get the opportunity to just trade these. Take your aspirin away here. Every time an ad comes on, no matter what room I'm in, I just get a resounding, "Daddy! Why, Daddy? My edutainment has been disrupted." I think I'm gonna take their Spellbinder and just keep them out of my hands. Dami Lambi, thanks for the follow. Yeah, when we would go to my mother-in-law's house and they'd watch like the traditional TV there, they'd always be confused why 1, they couldn't pick the show they wanted to watch, and 2, why there were commercials. It was a very trying and confusing time. Do I want to Skyclave Apparition here? Maybe I should have. Wonder if they'll want to trade Z's. They don't. Yeah, I think I'm going to Skyclave their Thalia here, just to use my mana for the turn. I should have done this pre-combat. I could hit them for another 2. Yeah, we don't have traditional television in my house. Like, there's no cable. There's no. Does antenna TV still exist? It probably still exists, right? It does. Okay. Hey, I'm gonna give 3/3. I'm gonna attack for 6. Yes. Yeah, Stomp really probably should have costed 3. A big part of this card's power level is the fact that it curves into itself, right? Wow, are they not playing out this Giant Killer? They are so greedy. Why would you not play out this Giant Killer? Crunch, crunch. For local weather. My cell phone tells me the weather, though. Waiting for the cue. Waiting for the cue. Hi-ho the chariot. Waiting for the cue. It's the same person we just played. It's different, okay. I'm such a slave to the technology. Like at one point, like my internet was like stuttering or my phone was stuttering, and it like wasn't loading the weather. And it took me a second. I was like, all right, you know, I should just like step outside and see how cold it is, or see how hot it is. I think was the comparison. It's just like, yeah, let's just do that instead of seeing what the screen says. Opponent just out here living their best life. Shooting the same person 5 times in a row to brawl. Yikes. Step outside. Are you mad? It's... Oh, man. This is really good. Or really bad against this, huh? I guess this has got to be our last play of the hand so we don't discard things. Kenix, thank you for the sub-gifties. Thanks for taking advantage of that September discount. Yeah, extra dollary dues that what's it called? That are cheaper come out of Twitch's cut. So I still get the full thing, which is nice. Magical Jobo, thank you for the 11 months. Well, poop. Give a mana and a creature here. Oh, I actually haven't done the survey yet. My last couple of days have been busy. And by busy, I mean I blame Pokemon Unite. Chad, it's not my fault. I have an addiction. Christy and I might have, like, one more gamed for almost 3 hours last night. Okay, it was only one more game for, like, an hour. We planned to play for an hour and a half.
My hair is on fire? I know. Ugh. Don't you hate that burnt hair smell?
I might have a problem. It's a lovely problem. Listen, chat, the couple that lanes together stays together. Oh, and they're attacking me instead of Chandra, which means Chandra makes mana guaranteed for Seasoned Pyromancer. So... if I keep the Glorybringer in hand, they could discard it and make a zombie. The problem is I'm dead to this, so like I have to like leave back 2 things because I don't want to die to a removal spell. I think the correct play is this.
It's gonna hurt.
And then this puts them dead on board. I think the more I play it, the more duos or trios is my favorite mode in Unite. Because, like, you still get to coordinate a little bit with the other people you're playing with, but at the same time, if you end up losing a game, you can blame the other people that you're playing with. And as a Magic player, isn't that all we really want in life, chat? Just the ability to blame someone else or something else for our losses other than ourselves?
Yup, you're going down.
That's why we play Magic, right? It's never my fault when I lose. I can always point to something that happened and be like, nah, it's just unlucky. The Pokemon Unite Shuffler is broken. It's broken, chat. It's no good. Well, just so you know, you're not always paired with trios when you play duos. Sometimes you'll be paired with trios, but you also get paired with another 2-stack and a 1 sometimes, or 3 1s. Is it more of an action game? Yeah, it's the same genre of game as League of Legends. Only the games only last 10 minutes, so they're very bite-sized and easy to follow and enjoy. If you want an easy way to check it out, on my YouTube channel, I post a quick breakdown of what we're doing and then a couple of matches, or 2 matches most days. It's been fun. I never played anything like League before it, and I've enjoyed it a lot. What are we doing here? I definitely want this Rip Apart for a way to destroy their enchantments. This is good for destroying their enchantments. I want my pressure. Am I supposed to trim Seasoned Pyromancer just because the discard's kind of awkward? I guess it refills my hand once I'm empty, though, right? Maybe Thalia's not great. How long are League of Legends games? I think they average about 35 minutes, but they can last over an hour. Unite uses a freemium model. It's currently on Switch. It'll be available on mobile later this month. Thanks for the follow, Bora. Good morning. Free, what is this communism? No, it's actually free because of capitalism. Because free games make the most money under capitalism. So I think I am mulliganing this because they're a deck full of discard spells. If this gets Thoughtseized or Duress on one, we end up in a lot of trouble. Yeah, this hand's great. I think we keep the Helix so we can kill a Tiny Bones if they have it. I just restarted my Lego addiction last month. I'm Danish, so I hope they haven't noticed. I haven't been buying Legos for the past 15 years. What's going on, Leakuter? Good morning. The difference between your items being 20 and 30 is super minimal. Speaking as someone who's whaled a couple things to 30, it's really not noticeable. If I could go back and do it again, I probably wouldn't. Do they change off of discard spells and just play more removal? I think a citywide bust over giant killers. It's kind of adorable. That's kind of cute.
That sounds so... Trust me, you won't refuse my offer.
Our soul is being brokered with. Their soul is being brokered with. Their soul is being brokered with. Draw 3 cards. Creatures you control get -1 attack. That's a pretty good deal.
I'm terminating our contract.
So they keep this permanently. This is an emblem.
I do hope this must empty your mind.
think I ditch this.
A mind is a terrific thing to waste. Struggling? Good.
Hey, J-Ray, thank you for the over 3 years. Welcome back. Doomblade's probably underplayed in Historic. I think it's like pretty appropriately played. Like black aggro's a thing in this format. Yeah, I don't think it's like markedly better than a lot of the other options. It's like it's fine. I wouldn't call it bad. But like it's also only just fine. So I assume they're gonna trade one of their creature lands for my Bugbear here, but I think that's fine with me. Pushing a good amount of damage, get another token here. Really? They didn't trade? That surprises me. Sodded, thanks for the almost 2 years. Good morning, good morning. So I think I just cast this and then plan to activate Castle this turn. Just like don't give them the opportunity to use their mana, because I still get to use my mana here. Get that, there's already a spoiler command. My mods are great. So they're technically dead on board, right? We make a friend, we attack, they block, this makes a friend, they take 4. Obviously, they could have a removal spell in addition to their Faceless Haven. Well, now we get to take a peekaboo. Survey says it's probably one of the definitely one of the better draws in our deck. Padre, thanks for the follow. All right, so they're dead. Creature lands, ladies and gentlemen. Creature lands. Can't discard the lands we put into play early. Very, very nice. I wanted to share with Twitch chat because you had to suffer through some of the background noise that resulted when RTX voice couldn't cut through. But our backyard project's almost done, which is exciting. Christy and I have been planning and working on this for a while. So this was our backyard of our house when we bought it. This had this little deck that was a decade old and starting to rot through. And then we did this over the course of the last 2 years, planning and getting people out. So the kids have a playset now, and we replaced it with a paper block patio. And when I make cornfield jokes on this stream, like this is my backyard. Like there's literally a cornfield behind me. So when I make that is the tier 2 slide right there. That's the tier 2 slide. Actual factual cornfields in the backyard. Land is cheap when it used to be cornfields, chat. 10 out of 10 would recommend mid-sized cornfield living. No, Christy and I did not do the work. We hired people. It took a professional team like a week and a half to do that patio. Not even a fence to keep the car. Yeah, they did excellent work. Any negative to being backed up to the cornfield? We occasionally have voles in the backyard, which are like small mice, but they've never gotten into the house. Our foundation is solid and reasonable so far. I guess the other small downside, and this one is super minor, is because we're on the edge of town with a cornfield behind us, the wind is quite loud when we get wind coming through because there's nothing behind the house to cut it. So we'll occasionally get 30 to 40 mile per hour winds, and you'll really hear it when it comes through. Nah, no snakes or coyotes or anything like that, really. Okay. Corn smells awful in the morning. You know, I can't say that that's something I've experienced. I probably have raccoons and possums and you don't see... You know, I mean, I've lived here... We've lived in this house for 3.5 years now, I think. Sounds about right. And I've actually never seen a raccoon or a possum. I don't think I've seen a raccoon the entire time I've lived here, and I've lived in Bloomington almost a decade. Yeah, put it playing like Venture Dungeon. I'd take the removal spell. Let's get attacking here. We do hear planes when they come through, but there aren't that many planes. It's just a small regional airport. So we do hear them where we live, but there just aren't many planes, so it's like not a big deal. Do I want to trade this 2/2 for a different one? I don't think so. I think I want to hold the Skyclave so that way I can blink it with Resto next turn. Yeah, I think they might be playing a standard 22 deck. Sure seems to look that way. I'm pretty sure it's just a standard 22 black-white venture to the dungeon deck. Okay, so we'll resto. We'll get rid of this. We'll block. And we'll go ahead and Skyclave borrow in so I can't bring this back next turn. A little aggressive. It might be right to hold my 3/4 back. Oh god, I never even thought about shuffling 80 card pile. Yeah, that sounds kind of rough. Bring in some removal spells. They don't really have that many non-creatures, so we'll cut those. Oh gosh, yeah, if it's a normal standard 22 deck, they probably don't have a sideboard either. Opponent's diamond rank, but I'd wager they ended up in the wrong queue by mistake. Okay, that's actually a decent draw, because I get to have untapped land on 2 and 3 now. What's going on, Wigan? Thanks for the 28 months. Welcome back. They were likely playing this queue to escape Bonecrusher Giant. Things nightmares are made of, chat. Hey, chat, isn't it going to be exciting? This will be a historic-only card soon. You love to see it. I don't know, chat. I don't know that it matters. Maybe taking this one is wrong, because they could spend all their money to cast mana to cast it this turn. Yeah, I'm not even sure that this one's standard 22 playable. I guess it has Death Touch. Probably Eldraine rotation, honestly, Silas. Like, at least not every deck in standard was a Teferi deck, like... And, like, not only is Eldraine rotation happening, but, like, companions are rotating too, right? Like, it's been long enough that I played normal standard that, like, I've kind of forgotten about Luris and Friends, but, like, Luris and Friends are, like, still very omnipresent in that format, right? Yeah, Shark Typhoon will be an Eternal-only card. There's a new Teferi in Innistrad. Yeah, I mean, so Teferi as a character isn't inherently bad design. It's just the existing Teferis have been medium design. Wasn't Teferi banned a couple of months before rotation? It was banned in Historic. Last time I played Standard, Sylvan Advocate was a premier card in the format. I hope we get that one on Arena soon. Sylvan Advocate sounds great to pair with Den of the Bugbear. My boy Sylvan Advocate and I, we go way back, chat. Shambling Vents, yeah, that's the good stuff, chat. All right, I would like to just draw lands for my first 3 draw steps, please. No, stop it, deck. Noise. And with this draw, we can go second Vanguard tap land on 3 now, which is nice. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Do 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 do. Oh, that's such a good line. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Here I go, casting this spell again. Gonna draw it every single turn. We do that from now on. I think Astra can benefit from non-creature mana disruption such as Sphere of Resistance. Nah, I don't think so. I think this format is slow enough on average that those type of effects largely wouldn't matter in the format. Oh, look, chat. Now I get the decision of, do I want to play into Memory Lapse or do I want to hit a land drop potentially next turn? Yay! Yay, magic! Yay, historic! This is why Wizards changed the format of the event this weekend to be only standard, by the way. I mean, at least with Remand, you have a chance to draw a fucking land the following turn still. What's going on, Kazaloo? Definitely taking a Shark Typhoon here, so they can't cycle it. They'd cycle the other one, but... Are they hard casting this for Shark Typhoon? Opponent appears to be playing just blue-red. There is some room to brew in this format. You just have to be willing to brew with, you know, the good cards. The only way to beat a bad guy with the memory lapse is a good guy with the memory lapse chip. Yeah, or just dead. Our sideboard's actually not great for traditional control here because there hasn't been a lot of it. I've got a Rip Apart and these Infernos. Maybe I want a second Rip Apart over this one Abrade. I'll put a Lyra in, I guess, but yeah, maybe we'll put a second Rip Apart over the Abrade. So we can have two ways to kill Shark Typhoon in these post-board games. Just boarding Containment Priest as a Flash Bear? Yeah, maybe, honestly. I'm gonna keep the second creature land here. He's gonna cast a 4/3 this turn. King Coma, thanks for the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. I think Cavern of Souls is a pretty toxic card, and I'd prefer not to just scale up the toxicity of the format. Also, like, just counterspells aren't the problem, right? Oh, I can show off my sweet wind grace forever, sure, while we wait for my opponent to fetch with their land here. Ooh, my headset's not quite long enough. Got fantastic artwork on it. Coalescence does good stuff. Are we firing up Den of the Bugbear here? I think we are. I think if they want to kill it, I have another one. I have plenty. I have 2 more, actually. And if they can't kill it, they're in a lot of trouble here. Yeah, just crunch, crunch, crunch. Alright, Buggy Bear. Let's go. This is the way we crunch on in, crunch on in, crunch on in. Do 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 do. I think a random's better than a third Den of the Bugbear. Correct. Memory Lapse is not modern nor Pioneer legal. Never printed. Shark Typhoon being an enabler for Delirium is cute. I'm happy with how I boarded. Just run it back. Run it back now, y'all. Deep, 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 beep, beep, deep, deep. Sure. 1, 2, 3. Solid glut of untapped lands here. Which means they can memory lapse us and they, maybe I'm supposed to Adanto here, actually, because of Unholy Heat. Hey, that was the wrong creature to lead on.
My prowess, keep an open mind.
So definitely want to just kill her.
You are a mighty warrior. I can see.
Stop them from drawing another card. Did we ever have the full 32 Jace the Mind Sculptors in the top 8? Thought we peaked at like 28 copies. Usually there was like some idiot that showed up on a deck that was just like full anti-Stoneblade, like hit that matchup 15 rounds in a row so they top 8'd. The September discount does not affect my payout, so that 20% discount comes out of Amazon's 30% cut. My opinion on new dual lands in general is better mana is basically always sweep, but please, for the love of God, do not make us wait to complete the set. So I really hope that... Thumb! That is incredibly generous of you. Thank you for the giant pile of sub-gifts. Welcome to our newest members of Hoaglandia. They're not Tango lands, they're new. Yeah, so I think the new dual lands are sweet, but I just hope we don't have to wait a decade to finish them. Oh yeah, that's a good question I don't know the answer to offhand. How many of the new duels are Jeskai colored? Only one of them? Okay. They're allied. Okay, yeah, and blue-red and red-white are enemy. So if we... Oh, that's a good memory tool. If we have a fast land in Historic... There is not a slow land. Are they historic playable? Yeah, definitely. This is where the magic happens. Right here on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. GP Dallas Fort Worth 2011 had the perfect 32 copies of JTMS in the top 8. God bless. Appreciate the dedication to the research. Just gonna keep jamming my spells, because if I don't cast my things, they'll like get a chance to draw cards, you get more card advantage, so I just want to like keep them using their mana as much as possible while we beat them down with the Seasoned Pyromancer and Friend. Yeah, that's Danny's got the appropriate mindset. The new land cycle is basically only bad on turn 2. Because you can just play them tapped on turn 1. And then you probably have a different untapped land on 2. So like even hands that have multiple of them in it, you just need one other land to pair with. For which your results end up pretty reasonable.
Forget our time together.
They're the same as the Kaladesh lands. So they're the inverse of the Kaladesh lands, Damien. They come in untapped on turn 3 and later, not come into play untapped on 1, 2, 3. Had a number of people confuse them. I have a Shark Typhoon here, we're in a lot of trouble. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Magic players and poor reading comprehension. Name a more iconic duo. Yeah, the Tango lands were 2 basics, so they were also different than these. Yeah, pretty unfortunate that, like, not only did we flood out here, but, like, I didn't flood out drawing any of my utility lands. Like, we have 2 castles and 4 Den of the Bugbears. We only drew 1 of those. So we've had 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lands and 19 cards. I just have so many spells in hand. Alright, we're going to do one more with red-white midrange. But I'm going to go ahead and put up deck voting before we do that. We got over 1,000 people here, so that's plenty of people to pick stuff for the rest of the stream. So I'm going to put 4 deck lists up for voting, and the top 2 will be our second and third deck today. So whichever deck gets the first and second most votes. Paradox Engine, Mardu Humans, Blue-White Affinity, and Green-White Enchantment Aggro. It's like a mid-range deck. Just to clarify, the Green-White Enchantments deck is not prison nonsense, is the clarity there. So cast your vote. As always, you can use channel points or bits to vote a little bit extra. The top 2 selections will get played. We'll play the first most voted for first, the second one second. And it's decent. Just Kai. Wow, this actually might be the most split voting we've ever had on the channel. Just like every deck has 20+% of the votes. That's wild. Yeah, it's just super split. There's a deck with Resto. There is not. So this is I'm doing 1 Resto deck per day, and this is our Resto deck today.
I have practiced against many foes like you. Meditate and prepare. I must train harder.
Opponent's got some spicy ones here. Every deck just had 25%. Wild. Let's start here and see what I can spy with my little eye. Yeah, I think they're all great choices for reference. I don't put bad decks in there, chat. Well, I don't put decks that aren't interesting in there. All of these decks might be bad, fair warning. I would like to applaud Hoaglandia on being involved in the democratic process we've achieved 200% voter turnout for this morning. You love to see it. Are we heading towards the 300% line? Not quite yet, right? Yeah, we have 1,200. It was like 2,100 votes cast. We've got 1,000 people here. Alright, well, they have sweepers in their deck, right? So it's like fire up the creature land and head to town. Oh, I forgot to put Rip Apart in over the last one. I think I want my Hasty Dragons. I'm not sure a couple of these, but they got like some cheap Planeswalkers as a search, so I'm gonna leave in two, I think. Yeah, Den of the Bugbear was such a solid upgrade for this deck. Hey, thanks for the sub gifts, Ben. Good morning. It's very generous of you. Happy Friday. Yellowfish, thanks for the follow. If you're new to the channel like Yellowfish, thanks for dropping in today. My name's Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch. We do Magic the Gathering 5 days a week to start the stream, generally speaking. We always play 2 to 3 different decks when we play. We rotate decks every 60 to 90 minutes or so. We frequently do deck voting like we have here in chat, letting folks at home kind of dictate what we're doing and when we're doing it. I also have a YouTube channel where everything that I stream that feels worthwhile or interesting ends up getting its own video with deck lists in the description, so great place to pick over to find sweet historic and other constructed decks. Thanks for the follows, Broso and Stern. Easy mulligan here with the only one land. Keep this one. I'm on the Skyclave. Keep my lands for this Glorybringer. All right, now we've achieved 300% voter turnout. Gosh, and they're all like, okay, so blue-white affinities, but left in the dust, but like triple 29% on the vote. Like, I've never seen like this. Like, they were all 25% at 1.2, and then blue-white affinity got pushed out. That's crazy. Remember, chat, if the deck you voted for doesn't win, you need to be a good loser. Being a good loser means no coups. I played my untapped land here rather than Sacred Foundry because our opponent had a bunch of Jawari disruptions game one. So I want to play around that if possible. Looks like we're playing 3 decks. Maybe we should do 3. They are all still pushing. Shaggy Potter, thanks for the prime. They're a Lotus field deck. Okay. So what are they? So they have 4 mana. They have 4 mana Kiora to untap things. I wonder what they're ramping into. Maybe it's just like color fixing for their Archmage's Charm. Stop the voting, my deck is ahead. Look at that, we played around the disruption and it's there. All right, so I think I'm gonna take Seal away because it's their instant speed interaction. Make that one a little bit more awkward. I'm gonna do this to make their Wrath more appealing next turn. They could also just Seal away if they don't want to take damage. Another week of shillings wasted. The deck voting is secretly my way to prevent you all from becoming shillionaires, chat. Thalia is actually a pretty funny draw here, because Thalia in conjunction with the Elite Spellbinder means that they can't Seal away my Den of the Bugbear this turn. So we get to get in there. Are smear campaigns allowed during this poll? Asking the real questions. So, it's funny, someone made a joke about not raising wages. One piece of feedback I actually passed along to Twitch was they actually don't give us the ability to control the rate at which people acquire shillings. We have achieved 400% voter turnout. We control how much things cost in terms of shillings, but not how fast you acquire them. We do have another Den of the Bugbear down here ready to go. Wow, green-white enchantments it's back up. It's just been a constant back and forth between. It's gonna come right down to the wire. When will the madness stop? All right. Well, that was perfect timing. We beat the... All right, and the survey says who will be the final two across the finish line. Looks like, oh, we might have to go back and check the tape and see who our second place is gonna be. Right at the end here. All right, green-white enchantments by a factor of 14 votes. Over Paradox Engine combo. All right, chat. All right, I'll tell you what. I don't think I want to do 3 more decks today. But what I'm gonna do for you, I feel a little bit bad. That's a lot of votes. All right, so this is the stream queue. I'm gonna put Paradox Engine in the stream queue. So we'll play Paradox Engine on Monday. Okay, I'm gonna be off this weekend. We're gonna play Mardu Humans and Green-White Enchantments today. And then I'm gonna put Paradox Engine in the queue so it gets played next week. Thank you everybody for participating in the democratic process. Thanks for the 2/3 of a year, Cadaverous Dancer. Harlequin, thanks for the almost 2 months. I'd like to dedicate this resub to Mardu Humans. Excellent. Thanks for the 2.5 years, Zero. This red-white mid-range deck seemed fine. I do think I want to swap this Abrade for Rip Apart. The Indomitable Creativity deck didn't seem impossible. Maybe we just want max Containment Priest for that matchup while it's popular. Could be the answer. Like maybe we cut this Rest in Peace and just play 4 Containment. That matchup's definitely easier when we have Containment Priest, so it's probably a reasonable position to take. And then we have you board in 4 Priests, 2 Deccan Stones, 2 Giant Killers to be able to kill some of their stuff after. Another card that somebody brought up that could be okay there is Citywide Bust is kind of a funny card in that matchup. It if they floop multiple into play, it destroys all of them. And this doesn't kill Spellbinder or Bonecrusher or Thalia or Vanguard. It kills these, but maybe this could be okay. But I think this definitely felt like the best of the mid-range decks that I've played so far in this format. Best of the Restoration Angel decks for sure too. And that was definitely in part because, we had good cards like Lightning Helix. And honestly, Den of the Bugbear is just so good. It's definitely the most aggressive of the new cycle of creature lands. And it was really excellent in here. So I'm going to update the red-white mid-range list on my site to reflect what we've got going on here for sure. All right. The people have spoken.